Coming up on this episode of the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up, let's remind you of the Derby Day delights, let's look forward to the trip to Queen's Park Rangers, and our very special guest is the beast, Jon Parkin. Only here on the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up. Hello again. Smiles back on your faces, our faces, everybody's faces. Let's remind you exactly why.
Preston North End emerged to a Deepdale roar for the 98th West Lancashire Derby. Preston North End looking to put Blackpool in their place on home turf. Alan Brown today making his 370th appearance for the club, takes it short. Gets it back from Whiteman, now pushes it into Whiteman on the edge of the box. It might open up here for a shot, it does! Parried by Maxwell, Cannon trying to get there. He goes down. Fernandez there. Catches Whiteman on the wrong foot, and Blackpool do come forward for the first time this afternoon. Into the box, a shot that's saved by Woodman. He was nearly given the eyes there, and Blackpool did come forward. Started very fast indeed as Lindsay takes the short free kick here and gives it into Troy Parrott. Parrott wide to Hughes, which allows Alvaro Fernandez to occupy a space infield. Hughes' cross looks menacing. It falls now for Parrott! Yes! The former Blackpool man comes back to haunt them! He, a Preston North End hero now! It's Brad Potts who opens the scoring at Deepdale and sends the home fans into raptures. Preston North End 1, Blackpool 0. Hamilton away from Potts on the left-hand side for Blackpool. Shoots, and it's well dealt with by Freddie Woodman. Whiteman there to mop up and puts it behind for a corner. Whiteman also over it. It'll be he who strikes it!
Get in!
And Preston North End double their lead! It's Ben Whiteman who finds the back of the net. His free kick arcing past Maxwell, who stood no chance. Lowe down to his left. It's Preston North End 2, Blackpool 0. Johnson towards the near post. Maxwell flaps at it and then tips it over. Jordan Story was the man who nearly put it away. Bowler now coming forward. His pass after beating two, straight to Alan Brown. Brown now to Fernandez. It's opening up. It's 4-on-4. There's North End flood forward down the left. Fernandez into Cannon. Cannon gets the shot away and rolls it into the bottom corner. North End are making fools of Blackpool on Fool's Day. Tom Cannon with a third. North End away and out of sight. It's Preston North End 3, Blackpool 0. Husband wide on the left for Blackpool coming forward. Cross from deep over Lindsay. And Morgan Rogers has missed a very, very presentable chance. Now as Blackpool look to play it forward, Tom Cannon's got onto it and racing forward, rolls it through for Liam Delap, who's kept himself onside, but denied by Maxwell. That was a chance for Liam Delap. It comes back out to the left back once more, who creeps forward with possession, then finds Pervader, who goes round Alan Brown, gets the shot away, and a strong left leg there from Freddie Woodman to deny Ian Pervader. Callum Connolly lunges in across Daniel Johnson. Gabriel now into Bowler. Bowler all left foot off that right hand side, trying to come infield. His pass is blocked, comes back to him. Yates looks to tap it in. And Blackpool do have one back. Freddie Woodman, the most annoyed man in Deepdale right now that his clean sheet isn't preserved. Well, the full-time whistle sounds at Deepdale. Applauded, a Deepdale demolition that has been completed. Potts It's Whiteman and Cannon doing the job, blowing Blackpool out of the water. It's finished at Deepdale. Preston North End 3, Blackpool 1.
Enjoyed that, didn't you? So did we. Right, let's start having a look forward now. Queen's Park Rangers this weekend. And if we remember back to a very, very memorable afternoon at Deepdale, do you remember the final game of this season, needing that win against Queen's Park Rangers? Big long throw in, Sean St Ledger, might have been a flick on from Chris Brown in between. What are you talking about? The beast, Jon Parkin. Famous more now for stuff he does off the pitch rather than on it. So that's where we start. I went to catch up with him earlier today to talk about that podcast, Undr The Cosh. Right, Jon, thank you very much for this.
No bother.
Great to see you, and all the gang from Undr The Cosh are here as well. So we'll start there because it's becoming phenomenal. Wait, it's phenomenal. It's gone past becoming.
That's a strong word, phenomenal. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, it's mad, really. We 4 reprobates. We chat a bit of rubbish, and people seem to like it. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, millions of views, listens, podcasts, YouTube, on tour as well. They look fun.
Yeah, they're good crack, to be fair. It's basically just a live podcast with copious amounts of alcohol involved. So it's good crack. We've got plenty more dates coming out throughout the year, so yeah, it's all good.
And the North End connection, Chris Brown is just over there having a chat and a brew as well. He's not a bad lad, is he?
He's all right. I didn't think I'd be when I left Preston. I didn't think I'd ever speak to him or see him again. But unfortunately, I've got to work with him still. But no, he's a great lad. He can't talk very quietly but he's a great lad.
I mean, he whispers like he's under a helicopter. Chris, we're sort of doing an interview at the moment. Chris, you know, I mean, there's 2 professionals over here. You keep chatting away. We're recording an interview. You know, is it North End where you first bumped into him?
Yeah. I don't think he was very happy I'd signed, to be honest, because that basically took his place, and he could never get it back.
And it took you a good while to get that first goal at North End as well. When you first came to North End, how did you feel?
Unfit, really. I've not.
You haven't played much for Stoke.
I've not played much for Stoke the season before. So it did take me quite a while to get going. I can imagine the fans were thinking, oh, who's this we've signed? And then managed to score. I think we were at home to Doncaster. Yeah. And then that were on the Tuesday night. Scored on the Saturday against Birmingham. And sort of kicked on from there, really.
I think you got a goal against Derby, like 3 in a row from not having any for ages. Ross Wallace setting them all up. But that Birmingham goal got a goal of the season that season.
Yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed about that, to be honest. Because basically, it's the cross has come in, I've chested it and struck it from 6 yards, something like that. And the day before the Player of the Year do, Ross Wallace scored an incredible free kick at Birmingham, and Kenneth scored an incredible goal at Birmingham, which both were miles better than my goal. So yeah, I felt a bit embarrassed picking that award up.
Was it quite a late winner, wasn't it, Birmingham?
Yeah, I think it was. The biggest thing about that was we were going on our Christmas do that night, that weekend. So that obviously set the weekend off really well.
I ended up rocking up on one of your Christmas do's, didn't I, in Liverpool one night? I can't even remember how I ended up on that. He's not listening now. From being the noisiest person in this interview that he's not involved in, he's now not listening. Player of the Year as well. What did that mean to you at North End?
It was nice, to be fair. Obviously, from my form before Christmas or up to the first goal, I won't think anybody had been 500 to 1 to be Player of the Year, I think, at the start of December. So that was nice. I didn't get many, to be honest, so it was nice to get one.
And it's QPR for North End this weekend, which brings us back to the QPR game at Deepdale, which gives goosebumps, I think, to anyone who was there. The atmosphere was ridiculous. You got a goal, and the long throw-in became involved as well. So start with the goal. What do you remember much about that? It was
I think the keeper's passed it out, and that is it. Casper Gorks. He's given him a short back pass. A burst of pace, managed to sneak in, took it around the keeper, and the angle were actually ridiculous. I think I hit the post. It skimmed the post on the way in, and Mel's is in the middle, waiting for a tap in. But I'm not passing it to him. So I managed to go 1-0 up, and they equalised. Ajiman, I think, scored.
Yeah,
and like ex-Preston player, they've got nothing to play for, and they're just cheering like he'd won the World Cup. And I'm thinking, come on, mate, you know what I mean? And then we, just in the second half, we gets a throw in, and I thought, I'm just going to wang this in.
Where did it come from, the long throw-in? Because it became your thing for a bit.
Messing about in gym. There were a football at gym, and I threw it, and I thought, oh, that's gone quite far. So I sort of waved everybody up. The big goat challenged the goalkeeper, I think, and it dropped to ledge, and he's headed it in, and we won the game and got in the playoffs.
As far as, just finally, because I know you're about to record one of the Undr The Cosh podcasts, so I'm going to shut up and get off in just a second. But how would you describe North End? What was peak North End for you?
Probably the second half of the first season. Obviously, the following season, Big Al got the sack, which I thought were very unjust. But just the lads were the main thing. We had a great set of lads. Everybody got on, and that was the main thing that I took from it.
Right, the end of the season is nearly upon us, so it is coming closer to awards time. This is when you join in, bit of interaction, get on Preston North End's official website, find the voting page, and we want you to vote for your favourite player of the season, young player of the season, and goal of the season. And if you need a little bit of help with your favourite goal, let's have a reminder of the shortlist.
Fernandez now drives infield with the ball, just drops the shoulder, gives it to Parrott, drops it off with his compatriot Cunningham. Cunningham making his first appearance of the new season. Now just one short of 150 North End appearances. Woodburn, header for Fernandez. Fernandez to McCann, it's 3-0. Replica of the second for Preston North End. Fernandez with the assist, McCann with the finish. Potts now brings it forward, edge of the box! Potts arrows it in, and as North End go close, Brad Potts picks it up and fires it into the bottom corner. The away end erupts again. North End have 4.
Hughes sends it out to the right where Potts is the target again. And Potts is able to gather it this time. Here's Ali McCann from the edge of the penalty area, just being forced wide. Hughes goes on the overlap from Brady, who crosses it into the penalty area, and it's Potts having on the volley, and he scores! And North End have the lead here at Kenilworth Road, and it's Brad Potts who's done it again. 2 goals in 2 games for him, and it's silenced the home crowd here this afternoon. Just what Ryan Lowe and his side wanted. It's Luton Town 0, Preston North End 1.
North End, it feels, really in the ascendancy, but need to make that pay before half-time here at Deepdale. Brady will deliver the cross towards the penalty spot, headed away by Howson. McGree jumps underneath the ball. Whiteman puts the pressure back on. There's a nudge in the back. He comes through. Emil Reese crashes it in! And Preston North End are level. Emil Reese's hot streak against Borough continues. And North End hit back, much as their play has deserved. It's Preston North End 1, Middlesbrough 1. That one certainly would have been very harsh on Preston North End. Potts now with a clever ball finds Woodburn. There's 2 forward here for Preston North End. Brown also trying to get forward and support the attack. Woodburn steadies it and waits for the cavalry to arrive. Eventually pirouettes on it and sends it out to the right. Evans is forward. Evans into the box. Gets shot away! And Ched Evans, well, he waits for 1 and 2 come across on one night. Ched Evans, his second of the night. And Preston North End retake the lead. He's waited an age to break his goal drought. And in one night has 2. It's Reading 1, Preston North End 2.
Much needed run of form for him as well, because he might be able to add to it. Here's Daniel Johnson, playing it off towards Whiteman! Goal! It's incredible! It's a brilliant goal from the Lillywhites, who are pulling clear now in the Lancashire derby here at Ewood Park. A fine, fine goal. And what a day this is turning out to be here in the snow. Listen to the scoreline. Blackburn Rovers 1, Preston North End 4.
Perhaps favours the left boot of Daniel Johnson. Whether or not it'll be a direct goal attempt remains to be seen. In fact, Ledson takes charge. It bounces off Kasumu Diaby! What a finish that is! Bambo Diaby with his first goal for Preston North End. Deepdale erupts. What a finish! Emphatic stuff. It's North End 2, Huddersfield Town 1.
What a finish by Diaby. You know, look at the celebrations. Everybody delighted for him. He's been fantastic in the last couple of weeks. And you can just see what a character he must be around the dressing room.
Brown delivering, Delat hoping it might come his way. Back in from Ledson. Collins' clearance is a poor one. Brady tosses in high, Cannon lurking at the far post. And now he drops kindly. Oh, what a strike that is from Ryan Ledson! He has belted that one.
It's back to the halfway line for Conningham, and North End dust themselves down again. The Lily Whites have got the bit between their teeth at the moment, and here's Cannon, rides the challenge. Can he shoot?
Yes!
And scores! Yes, he does! Tom Cannon's at it again, and he puts North End in front here at Deepdale. Lots of strength and a classy finish, and that's what Tom Cannon can do. It's Preston North End 1, Cardiff City 0.
Through the flurry of snowflakes, he sends it to the near post and headed away by Peltier. Johnson now to Potts, waiting on the halfway line. He floats it forward. Story contests a looped ball with Humphrey. It's now with Evans, and it's in the back of the net. What a finish that is! Ched Evans got it back to goal, 18 yards out, took a touch, swiveled and sent it into the bottom corner. It's Rotherham United 1, Preston North End 2. Started very fast indeed as Lindsay takes the short free kick here and gives it into Troy Parrott. Parrott wide to Hughes, which allows Alvaro Fernandez to occupy a space infield. Hughes' cross looks menacing. It falls now for Paul. Yes! The former Blackpool man comes back to haunt them. He, a Preston North End hero now. It's Brad Potts who opens the scoring at Deepdale and sends the home fans into raptures. Preston North End 1, Blackpool 0. Whiteman also over it. It'll be he who strikes it!
Get in!
And Preston North End double their lead! It's Ben Whiteman who finds the back of the net. His free kick arcing past Maxwell, who stood no chance. Low down to his left. North End hitting the front and dominating at Deepdale.
Don't forget, all your votes have to be in before 5 o'clock this Sunday. Right, you've probably heard or read this week the news about Ched Evans. It was discovered he's got a serious medical condition that requires surgery. And on behalf of us here at the Weekend Warm-Up, all you out there, Preston North End and football fans here and across the world, send him our very, very best wishes for now and for the future. In the meantime, we had a chat with the manager, Ryan Lowe.
He will require some surgery, definitely. But ultimately there's still a small chance that he'll represent Preston North End again and pull a shirt on and some boots, but we'll have to wait and see how that develops after the operation. But more importantly for me as the manager, it's about Ched's health, and as long as the health's there, you know, he's got a young family there that he wants to support and be there for, which he will. There's nothing better than running after your kids around the park or in a swimming bath or on holiday on the beaches, so he's got to take that into account. I'm sure he will. But once he's had the surgery, we'll know a little bit more, but he's definitely going to be missed for the next 7 games, as he has been the last couple of weeks. But he's been still around the place, being bubbly as ever. Bit of a shock really when he got the news, but ultimately, as I've said before, the most important thing for Ched is his health.
Is it one of those where you kind of have to step away from football and think about the person behind
Yeah, well, I think it's been tough for me, the staff and the players, because it's a bit sickening when you sort of get that news and you feel, oh, you know, it's just a blink of an eye, and, you know, but, you know, we've got to step back and let him decide what he wants to do. We'll be there for him every single day. Whatever he needs, we'll be there for him and the family, and you know, he's got a strong family behind him. We'll make sure he's right. And then, as I said, once he's had the surgery, we'll hopefully see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, because it doesn't mean that he's having a surgery, that's him done. But he'll have to decide what he wants to do with his future going forward, and we'll be, whatever he chooses to do, we'll back 100%.
And that is pretty much that. A reminder, what do? Like, you've done that already, haven't you? Subscribe, you're already subscribed. Very good, very good. Notifications, so when we drop anything new on YouTube, you'll be the first to know. Yes. Right, some more logistics. As far as the trip to QPR is concerned, if you've not got your ticket, don't go. You won't be able to get in, but you can watch it on iFollow PNE. Yes, result number 1. Result number 2, Reading, Deepdale, Monday. The new fan zone is open. The Gentry Bar. You can be one of the first to go in there. Get there nice and early. Get yourself in. Let us know how it is. Thumbs up for that one. And tickets still on sale for all the home games between now and the end of the season. And that is pretty much that. Have a great Easter weekend from us all here at the Weekend Warm-Up. Come on, you Easter Whites!